Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Before we get too far, got to apologize about yesterday's video. As I was filming it several times during the video, some of the bars stood out to me and had me second guessing whether or not I'd heard the track before. And around the 7-minute mark, I actually paused for about 30 seconds because I'm debating with myself whether or not I should continue filming, because at times I really felt like I heard it before. But after I finished filming, I went on the channel, I looked. I didn't do it during one of my lives. I didn't do it wasn't listed as a channel or as a video on my channel. So I posted it against my better judgment. Anyway, someone pointed out to me that they were sure that I had done it, so I double checked. Couldn't find it. So I left it up for a bit, and then I decided to go through the back door of YouTube Studio, and I found that I had done it back at the beginning within the first couple of videos on the channel, and it had been flagged and removed for inappropriate content. I was never notified about it or anything, just it was gone. So I have to apologize for that. I should have listened to my gut and realized that there were plenty of things that sounded familiar. I kept telling myself, no, the video looks familiar, because I was comparing it to Excellent Donut with Jan Baxter and Ed Scissor, and then I was thinking Dead Players, I mean, they're different, so I'm comparing the violin to the accordion. But like I said, a couple bars stood out, and I should have just stopped and realized that it has sounded far too familiar just to be coincidence. But I apologize for that. I'm very diligent to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't like hearing a song before I react to it, so doing the same video twice seems kind of ridiculous. So I apologize for that. Hopefully you cats forgive me. Let's move on to this next one, man, as we creep closer to 500. We got Ramson Bad Bones and DJ Fingerfood with Hypnodic.
Pioneer collective project alpha, delta, theta with measurable chemicals connect better receptors, hemorrhaging gamma waves. Activate my third eye, grab the peace pipe, green light, and travel light years, gliding the astral plane. Stargates vibrate at high rates, the heart races through time space, way above landscape. Hieroglyphs, biophysics, science of the spirit.
Signs of the spirits, man. I'm loving this, man. I was right into that vibe at the beginning. The female voice on a hip hop track, I always love it. The vocal sounds so nice. I'm bringing it back here to the beginning. I was right in that vibe, man, and then Ransom just jumps on here and starts going ham right off the very beginning. The idea too of opening pineal gland, the third eye, peace pipe, riding the astral plane, man, healing the brain, bringing it together, opening these passages that were closed. That's why I think about the green light thing. He may not have meant that, but to me, that green light means go. It's kind of like all those stoppages, all those things that were holding you back. You got the green light to get past that, to push past those things. The video's cool too, man. They did a good job putting this video together. But yeah, I'm digging this, because he's bringing me back to. I tell myself all the time, man, I was meditating all the time, and I've gotten away from it. I do notice a big difference. And then now, hearing the beginning of this track, it makes me feel like I really do need to spend more time getting back in touch with that part of my mind, body, and soul, man, because I've been neglecting that shit a lot lately. So, cool track so far. I'm bringing it right back to before Bad Bones jumps on it here.
Pioneer collective project alpha, delta, theta with measurable chemicals connect better receptors, hemorrhaging gamma waves. Activate my third eye, grab the peace pipe, green light, and travel light years, gliding the astral plane. Stargates vibrate at high rates, the heart races through time space, way above landscape. Hieroglyphs, biophysics, science of the spirit. Idealistic, psychedelic, sticking light switches. Gliding and flying around the eye of Horus like a tourist. The portals of my life are privileged. Mushroom fungus, extrasensory perception. My ancestors choose your elements and essence. A dopamine, serotonin ceremony in Nairobi. Mycologist burning aromatic roots. Astrophysiology, geoelectricity. This diamethyl tryptamine lives through ayahuasca.
Nice little cut there right before the hook comes in. It's funny because I just recently listened to. I love Graham Hancock, man. The shit that dude does. He talks a lot about ayahuasca and the connection. Well, you guys, fingerprints of the gods, man. All that stuff. For those that haven't looked into it or read it or even watched some of his interviews, do yourself a favor and do that, because it really does have you question a lot of shit that we have been told in the past. But he talks about ayahuasca and DMT, and recently actually I just saw an interview with a guy I didn't know who said he was an atheist, and after he did DMT, or it may have been ayahuasca, but after he did it, he could no longer dismiss the idea of a creator, not necessarily a god, but a creator, a greater being that somehow created the planet, created the earth, created the universe, created us, created everything. After his experience, there's just no way he could continue to easily dismiss it. Anyway, he says he's still an atheist, but there is something greater out there that we have no idea what it is. So I really dig this, man. I'm digging what he's doing here, because he's bringing together a couple of things that I really love, man. So it's a cool track. Like I said, it's good timing for this dude, because I've been really questioning about, not questioning, but asking myself, like, why have I gotten away from it as much as I have. So this is really piquing my interest again to stop making excuses and get back into it, for sure. And bringing in the history too. I'm a big history buff, so bringing it all together in one track it's amazing.
Section, my ancestors choose your elements and essence. A dopamine, serotonin ceremony in Nairobi, mycologist burning aromatic roots. Astrophysiology, geoelectricity, this dimethyltryptamine lives through ayahuasca brew. Bring on the visuals, the unforgettable, psychedelic infectious. Circles from a bird's view, geometric galleries, seed to the tree of life, propelled through realms, pathway to higher self, hypnotic empire, voyage of the clairvoyance. Crop circles from a bird's view, geometric galleries, seed to the tree of life, propelled through realms, pathway to higher self, hypnotic empire, voyage of the clairvoyance.
Man, there's so much going on in there. Geometric shape, or crop circles from a bird's eye view, so it's like doing that astral plane or astral projection, where you're outside of your body, looking down on the earth, looking down on you, seeing things from a different point of view. The geometric shapes. I remember the very first time I meditated with a teacher, King Gabriel, man, that dude sent me to a place. I was seeing shit. I had tears running down my face. I was seeing alien faces. I didn't know anything about the chakras, but as he would be working on a chakra, he wouldn't tell us what he was working on, but he'd be working on a chakra, and then he'd ask me, because I was a new person in the group, and he would ask me what color I was seeing, and I would tell him, and that would just happen to coincide with the chakra that he was working on every single time. Just insanity, man, how that shit works, how that brain has those connections, and if you open that shit up, connect them together, because sometimes they're afraid, man. You bring those things back together, get them connected, and how big of a difference it goes towards healing your mind. I love these cuts too, man. I don't know how far I got to go back here, but I want to hear that at least the whole hook once, because I know he does it twice.
Circles from a bird's view, geometric galleries, seed to the tree of life, propelled through realms, pathway to higher self, hypnotic empire, voyage of the clairvoyance. Crop circle from a bird's view. Geometric galleries, seed to the tree of life, propelled through realms, pathway to higher self. Hypnodic empire, voyage of the clairvoyant. Rapid eye movement when I'm in REM state. Neural plasticity, extracting great synergy. Brain cured by any sync. Gravity and relativity, vanishing black.
What was I saying, man? Bringing that shit together. He's saying the mind or the brain is cured through bringing both sides of the hemisphere, man. Bringing or the two hemispheres of your brain and bringing that together, connecting that shit, syncing it up, man. Yes, sir.
Empire, voyage of the clairvoyant. Rapid eye movement when I'm in REM state. Neural plasticity, extracting great synergy. Brain cured by any sync. Gravity and relativity, vanishing blackness. Looking back at the planet, unravel quantum mechanics. Claim habits and math, break down the weight of mass, leaving a flash morph to a beam of gas with wings of a phoenix. Dream sequence leaking telekinesis. Images of temples and pyramids, celestial fingerprints, technology and the Sphinx mark the pre-dynasty of Egypt.
Man, what was I telling you, man? That whole thing, the fingerprints of the gods, right here. I mean, I won't go as far as thinking that this is what it is. I'm not that crazy guy with the aliens, but it's very difficult, man. And maybe you think I'm some kind of kook or whatever, but it's very difficult for me to look at the pyramids and the history of the pyramids and the stuff that's coming out now, where it's showing rainwater erosion on the Great Sphinx and you know, and which would make the pyramids and the Sphinx tens, if not hundreds of thousands of years older than historians say they are. Completely blows their interpretation of history out of the water. And of course they want to debate it and dismiss it, call it junk science. That, in my mind, none of this shit could have been done. And I wonder if this is kind of what Bad Bones is saying, is because he's bringing because he said the technology. Didn't remember exactly what he was saying because I got off a little bit of a tangent here. And I love this Phoenix too because he's talking about the gas, and then there's the fire, the Phoenix bringing the. Because that's what I think of gas. I think of it exploding into fire. So I'm loving the wordplay here, but I want to hear this idea too about bringing the technology together with the history and this shit. I love it.
Relativity, vanishing blackness, looking back at the planet, unravel quantum mechanics. Clay tablets and math, break down the weight of mass, leaving a flash morph to a beam of gas with wings of a phoenix. Dream sequence leaking telekinesis. Images of temples and pyramids, celestial fingerprints, technology and the Sphinx mark the pre-dynasty of Egypt. These deliberate superstition conditionings through religion is the village of African features. No reason.
Sorry.
Celestial fingerprints, technology and the Sphinx mark the pre-dynasty of Egypt. These deliberate superstition conditionings through religion is the village of African features. No reason for grey smoke screens, people roam free on peyote, opium mix. Trip, hover, lift off, no rocket shit, consciousness of the anonymous orally. Hypnotic shit. Bring on the visual, the unforgettable psychedelic infection.
Man, I dig that. That was a cool track. Like I said, bringing things that I love together like that. That whole fingerprints of the gods, and he calls them celestial fingerprints. But I'm thinking what he means by that, if I had to guess, is kind of like he even talks about the mathematical equations being in the hieroglyphics and stuff. And then I think that's kind of what he's saying is like this fingerprints of space down here on Earth that really shouldn't be here, which a lot of people would like to dismiss and pretend that isn't there. And you've seen hieroglyphics of people and looks like spaceships and space helmets and all that kind of shit. But really, really dug that, man. It's a cool track, and it's funny because I saw this pop up a couple times. Not necessarily this track, but this Bad Bones Fingerfood track pop up in my recommendations down the side. I was hoping that I'd get around to one eventually. So this is dope, man. I love Ramson when he does anything, but I really dug his flow in this. I love the way that Fingerfood took the beat out at times, and just let, even at the very beginning of the track, man, he jumped on before the beat dropped, and at the end, Fingerfood would take the beat out, and Ransom would finish the verses. Sounds so nice, man. They put together a great track here. Appreciate y'all being here and checking it out with me. Like I always say, man, support these cats. So go over to High Focus, give it a listen. If you like the track, buy it if you don't have it, man. Do your part. Doesn't have to cost you a penny. Appreciate each and every one of y'all being here, man. And again, I apologize about yesterday's track. Hopefully, the cats forgive me. If not, you can tell me in the comments how much of an asshole I am. It's up to you. I understand. But I love you guys, man. Thank you again. Creep closer to 500. We're almost there. I got the rest of the list today. I'm excited about what's on there. So until next time, stay safe. Good to each other.